This episode of Talkin' About Rock is sponsored by Unleashed Music. Drawing on years of experience, contacts, and partnerships, Unleashed Music is uniquely positioned to platform, develop, and realize the vision of artists of all genres. Achieve your goals by partnering with Unleashed Music and take advantage of their decades of experience to help you create and execute your marketing campaign. Visit unleashedmusic.com for more info.
On this episode of Talking About Rock, Ronnie Simmons. Talking About Rock, sponsored by School of Rock, North Buffalo, where they're making musicians every day. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Here we bring you rock interviews from veteran and upcoming artists. Subscribe on our YouTube channel to stay up to date. Follow us on our social media and our website, talkingaboutrock.com. Today's guest is a former member of Faster Pussycat, and has played with Richie Ramone and Rose Tattoo. His new band, the Redback Spiders, have just released their new single, Alone With You, from their upcoming EP, Blight Part 1. Let's welcome Ronnie Simmons to the show. Hello, Ronnie. How are you, man?
Hey, man. Good morning for me here in Australia. Thanks for having me.
Oh, definitely, man. So how's your hand doing, man? I have to ask. I saw the posts and stuff. How's that going?
Yeah. I've bounced back. I had the surgery. It was a success. Without going into too much detail, basically I had a broken knuckle and a dislocated finger, and was faced with the sort of Damocles hanging over my head, with the doctor saying, if we don't do this, you'll never play guitar ever again.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You had some issues a while back too, didn't you? I think with some surgery on your hand a while back.
I was in a motorcycle accident when I lived in LA back in 2016 and broke the same hand. I got hit by a car on my bike, and then just went on tour right afterwards anyway.
And just jumped right in. Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
So I've always had this kind of attitude of I'll be right, and this time I kind of wasn't. But it's all good. I'm on the mend, and I'll have a guitar back in my hands within 5-6 weeks. So onwards and upwards. It's just an unfortunate speed bump, but I'm all good.
Excellent. Well, we're so happy to have you with us today and talk about, the new EP you got coming out. And I guess you were working on this year. You produced this yourself. Also, you wrote and produced and worked with Clay Davies on this also, right?
Yeah. Clay Davies and I, we used to be in a band back in 2015 called Future Villains. And we did the Steel Panther All You Can Eat US and Canadian tour. And we've been like brothers ever since. And it came time to do this record. All these songs had built up over the years, and I went, man, I got enough to make an album. And he's a great engineer, and he's got a studio one more time in Van Nuys. So I found a pocket in between touring with Richie Ramone and Faster Pussycat. Richie Ramone came in and put down some drums. His other drummer, Chris Moy, put down the rest. I put down all the guitars, vocals, saxophone. Johnny Martin from LA Guns played bass. And then I hit the road with Rose Tattoo, came to Australia, and been spending the last year getting it ready. So this has been, a long time coming.
Right. You're a busy guy, definitely. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the track Alone With You. I was checking out, really kind of struck me as almost a Ramone-esque kind of vibe to it, right? Really, really cool.
Yeah, people always ask me what my influences are, and the joke I make is I'm caught somewhere between an Australian pub and CBGBs. So I feel like if you take Rose Tattoo, AC/DC, and slap it together with the Ramones and the Dead Boys or something, it's kind of it wasn't a conscious thought. I just wrote the song and just kind of just did it. But I'm really glad you picked up on that influence, because the Ramones are also working with Richie for the past far out 8 years now. So, he's like a brother to me.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, you can definitely hear that. And I want to take a quick break here. I'm going to play the track and the video for Alone With You, and we'll be right back here with Ronnie Simmons on Talking About Rock.
Sitting in an aisle seat with ringing ears at 30,000 feet, I've got to let you know it's time for me to go back to the land of dreams, margaritas and drama queens on the boulevard.
Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock with Ronnie Simmons, man. Great new tech. Like I said, really got that Ramones type of vibe to it. Very, very, very cool. But you're still playing at times also with Rose Tattoo, right? You were. They had somebody filling in for you right now, right?
Yeah, I'm Angry made me a band member. I got patched in, got the tattoo, so I'm a permanent band member of Rose Tattoo, which is what brought me back to Australia from the States. And yeah, I'm off for the women. They're going out with Buck Cherry and doing a run of Australia,
Yeah, I
and
just
then
saw
going
that. Yeah.
and New Zealand. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to sit this one out, and I'll be back with them next year when my hand's better. But Dan Cox, who's he's the guitarist in the Paw, he's filling in for me, and he's a good mate as well as a great guitarist. So I thank him for that, and I'm very disappointed I won't be there. But what will be for now. I'm all good.
Right, right. So, can you tell us a little bit about your time with Richie Ramone and that? Obviously, like you were saying, big influence for you for the Ramones, and they definitely set a standard and a style back in the day for sure when they came out, right?
Oh, I definitely like they were one of my biggest influence. I got the logo tattooed the size of my back. The Ramones are a huge influence on me, and me and Richie met. He was actually probably one of the first people I ever met when I first went to Hollywood in 2013, and we met at Cantor's Deli with Rodney Bingenheimer and had dinner. And yeah, fast forward to 2016, and I got a phone call going, we need a guitar player. Do you want to do it? And I've been working with him since. We're on I never forget, we're on a flight on tour in Brazil, and he leaned over and went, "Yo, everyone keeps asking if you're like my kid or my son." And I tell him, "No, he's my brother." And that meant the fucking world to me. But,
That's excellent. Yeah, that had to be filled such great time. Yeah, very, very, very cool.
It's definitely it already influenced me starting out, but then getting the crash course and the first-hand experience on how to play the songs and do it. And he's still to this day a very, very good friend of mine. And I was really stoked when I brought him the idea. We went to a gig one night in Hollywood. We'd been on the road. Like I said, 2022, I was juggling Faster Pussycat, Richie Ramone all year, literally just going tour to
Right.
tour. And one night in LA, he goes, "Man, come to this bar. There's a band playing. Come check them out." And I told him about the songs I had, and he's like, "I'll play on it." I went, "Awesome." And so that's kind of, once I realized there were all these people around me that I was friends with that they just stepped up. I'm like, "Man, we're here to help." That's kind of how it began, and now here we are.
So that's what I was going to say. So then the timing was just right for you to put together the Redback Spiders and start doing your own thing here. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like it's an interesting position to be in because, like I said, the end of 2022 started 2023. That's when I got the news like Faster Pussycat, we're going to tour Australia. And then at that exact moment, Angry Anderson calls me and goes, "Bob Spencer has left Rose Tattoo. Do you want the gig?" And I went, "Well, I'm actually going to be in Australia." I did one tour with them, and then I wasn't sure if I was going to stay in the States, if it was just for a tour. I had no idea. It was just, and, a few shows in, he went, "I want to keep you." And after a lot of thought, I made the move. But then I've had this record because there's 15 songs. This is the first one, but there's 15 in total, and I've been getting it ready. But so I've got this record, and I'm going, well, I got to do it live. So
Right.
the Redback Spiders comprise Hayden McGoogan and Sean Anderson, Tommy Hills, and Chip Scanu. Hayden and Ando and I go way back. Like they're close friends of mine since before I moved to the States. So in the process of coming back to Australia after being away for 10 years and catching up with all my friends, it didn't take long until it was like, let's get into a rehearsal room. And, so there's a real sense of camaraderie. It's really, really cool because there's so much water under the bridge. So this is like a vessel for me to be able to continue forward with this while I'm based back here in Australia, now juggling Rose Tattoo and the Redback Spiders.
Right.
And Richie Ramone if anything comes up. But
Right. Just keeping it all out there. So it sounds like you got a great brotherhood going on there. You guys are really gelling. And like I was going to ask you, you got more songs coming up.
Yeah. The second single, Little Misunderstood, that Richie Ramone played drums on, is scheduled a month from today, actually, October 18th. And then we're dropping the EP on November 22nd.
Very, very cool. So with all
And
this going on, man, I mean, are you gonna get some shows maybe put together? I mean, bouncing back and forth between all these different things. Sounds like you're pretty
oh,
busy.
100%. Like we just launched the single. We did our single launch on the same ship. We shot the music video on Sydney Harbour this Saturday past. So, that was really cool. It was like giving the fans an experience of they've seen the video. Now they got to kind of be in the video because it was the exact same location we shot it, and we went out under the bridge like we did in the video. And we had some local Sydney bands, Liquid Zoo, Wicked Things, Avalanche, and we just threw a massive rock and roll party on the ship. And there are more tour dates that are coming in today for the EP and second single. We're looking at the last couple of weeks of November and December 14th. They're, like I said, the agent's getting back to me as we speak. You might have messaged me now. They'll be going live on our website, Ronnie Simmons and the redbackspiders.com, my website, Ronnie-Simmons, and all over my social media. So, stay tuned for an Australian tour announcement for the Redback Spiders any minute now.
Excellent, excellent. That sounds great, man. Like we look forward, man, to the rest of the releases for the EP, Bite Part 1, and maybe there'll be a Part 2, like you're saying, coming out. Very, very excellent, man.
Yeah, that's the plan. It was kind of like, there was 15 songs, and I was, going, how am I going to deliver this? And after playing 2 shows in Sydney with the Redback Spiders, we got a record deal. So we got signed to Suburban Records in Holland. And working with them, it was like, once you put it out, you put it out. Because the reality is we are in this digital age now where everything's consumed visually. And right. I'm an old school albums guy. I like, the track listing, everything, it's all right. Part of the experience. So to have my cake and eat it too, the compromise was, all right, well, why don't we divide it into 2 EPs, part 1 and part 2? Then when they're both out, we can put the remaining songs. So we're going to do 6 on each, and then put the rest of them as bonus tracks and do a full LP release. And I was like, okay, that's a good compromise. I like that.
Yeah, that's definitely the way they do it nowadays. Definitely. And I totally agree with you. I'm an old school guy too. I remember, you get the new album. It was so nice. You get the new nice artwork and that. And sometimes you actually get some cool stuff inside there, depending on some of the bands would actually stick something in there. You get the full lyrics track in there back in the day. But yeah, now it's all digital. Now it's just, a second it's out there. But a lot of folks, do like to have that physical copy still,
100%. And that's definitely what I want to do with it. I'm assuming that'll most likely happen with the full LP. Like the EPs will be put out digitally, but we'll definitely be doing physicals for the full LP because, I love, the vinyl artwork. It's, and like you said, putting cool stuff in there, like, whether it's the lyric sheets, extra photos, stickers, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like,
remember in the day you would get that stuff, like in the Kiss albums, you get something cool, right? You get a little sticker in there, or you get a love gun. Now they don't really do that. I wish they could find a way that, it wasn't too costly to put a little something cool in there, like you're not expecting,
That's it, and that's my goal and plan for the LP release. So that's something I'm working on. That'll be coming out next year. So
very, very cool. All right, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. I want to also thank all our sponsors here, School of Rock North Buffalo and Unleash Music, and to all our listeners. I want to help make sure that you're keeping the torch alive out there. Support live music wherever you are, and we hope you'll join us for our next episode of Talking About Rock. Ronnie, thanks so much for being with us, man.
Thanks for having me, mate. Appreciate it.